The world of Greek myth is filled with heroes, but none were tested like Hercules. His story begins not with triumph, but betrayal. Zeus, king of the gods, desired a mortal queen named Alcmene. While her husband Amphitryon was away at war, Zeus took his exact form, his face, his voice, his very soul, and entered her chamber. Alcmene never suspected the truth. That single night reshaped destiny. When Amphitryon returned, confusion turned to rage. But before judgment could fall, Zeus revealed himself in divine splendor. The truth shocked them all. Alcmene carried twins, one mortal and one born of a god. Amphitryon chose honor over anger. But on Olympus, Hera watched in silence and hatred. A prophecy declared that the next descendant of Perseus would rule Mycenae. That child was meant to be Hercules. Hera refused to allow it. She interfered with birth itself, delaying Alcmene's labor while forcing the premature birth of Eurystheus, Hercules' weak cousin. By being born first, Eurystheus claimed the throne. Hercules lost his destiny before he ever breathed. Yet even as an infant, his power was clear. One night, Hera sent two venomous serpents into the nursery. One child screamed, the other laughed. Baby Hercules crushed the snakes in his hands. Fearing Hera's wrath, Alcmene abandoned the child in the wild. There, fate intervened. Athena found the infant and unknowingly convinced Hera to nurse him. Hercules drank with divine force. Hera cried out, pushing him away. Her spilled milk scattered across the heavens, forming the Milky Way. Too late, she realized the truth. Hercules was returned to his mother, but his fate was sealed. A prophecy echoed across Greece. He will cleanse the world of monsters and earn a place among the gods. And Hera swore this: if Hercules was destined for greatness, he would suffer for every step toward it. As Hercules grew, his strength became legendary. He learned combat with ease, endured pain without fear, and carried the presence of someone born for greatness. Yet he lived as a mortal. He married Megara, princess of Thebes, and became a father. For the first time, Hercules knew peace. Hera ended it. Though Hercules was the son of Zeus, he lived under the rule of King Eurystheus, his weaker cousin, the man who had stolen his destiny. Bound by divine law, Hercules was forced to serve him. Seeking freedom, Hercules traveled to the Oracle of Delphi. He asked how to escape this humiliation. The oracle answered carefully. Every trial he endured would weaken Eurystheus and strengthen his own fate. Hera heard this prophecy, and she attacked the one place even Hercules was vulnerable: his mind. Madness consumed him. The world twisted before his eyes. Friends became monsters. His home became a battlefield. Believing himself under attack, Hercules fought. When the madness lifted, the truth stood in silence. Before him lay the bodies of Megara and his children. The greatest hero in Greece had become the destroyer of his own family. Broken by guilt, Hercules did not flee justice. He welcomed it. He exiled himself, wandering alone, wishing strength could erase memory. Time passed. At last, the hero Theseus found him and spoke of redemption, not through death, but through action. Hercules returned to Mycenae, kneeling before King Eurystheus, not for glory, for atonement. Eurystheus saw opportunity. Too fearful to kill Hercules directly, the king devised a cruel plan. He would assign impossible tasks, challenges meant to destroy him. If Hercules failed, he would die. If he succeeded, the world would remember him forever. Thus were born the trials that would echo through eternity. The 12 labors of Hercules, and the first would send him into the wilderness, to face a beast no weapon could kill. For his first labor, Eurystheus sent Hercules to Nemea, to kill a monster no weapon could harm. The Nemean Lion had destroyed villages and fed on human flesh. Its hide could not be pierced by blade or arrow. Hercules tracked the beast to a cave and attacked. His arrows bounced off, his club shattered, so he dropped his weapons. Hand to hand, Hercules wrestled the lion, locked his arms around its neck, and crushed the life from it. The beast fell. No knife could cut its skin, so Hercules used the lion's own claws to wear its hide as armor. When he returned to Mycenae wearing the monster's skin, King Eurystheus panicked and hid inside a bronze jar. The first labor was complete. For the second labor, Eurystheus sent Hercules to Lerna, a cursed swamp where no life thrived. There lived the Hydra, a serpent with many heads. For every head cut off, 2 more grew back. One head could never die. Hercules attacked, smashing and slicing, but the monster only grew stronger. Realizing strength alone would fail, he changed tactics. As Hercules cut each head, his nephew Iolaus burned the necks, stopping them from regrowing. Hera interfered, sending a giant crab to distract him. Hercules crushed it without pause. At last, only the immortal head remained. Hercules severed it and buried it beneath a massive stone. The Hydra was dead. Hercules dipped his arrows in its poisonous blood, gaining a weapon feared by gods and mortals alike. But Eurystheus refused full credit. Because Hercules had help, the labor was declared invalid. The trials would continue. For the third labor, Hercules was ordered to capture the Ceryneian hind, sacred to Artemis and forbidden to kill. The golden-horned creature was impossibly fast. Hercules chased it across forests and mountains for an entire year, waiting for the right moment. When the hind finally paused to drink, he wounded it carefully and took it alive. Artemis appeared in fury. Hercules spoke honestly of his punishment and vow of atonement. Moved by his sincerity, the goddess allowed him to leave. The hind was returned unharmed. The labor was complete. For the fourth labor, Hercules was sent into the frozen mountains to capture the Erymanthian boar alive. The beast attacked with uncontrollable rage. Hercules did not fight it directly. He chased the boar into deep snow, exhausting it until it collapsed. Only then did he bind the creature and drag it back to Mycenae. At the sight of the raging boar, King Eurystheus panicked and hid inside his bronze jar. Another labor was complete. For his fifth labor, Hercules was ordered to clean the Achaean stables in a single day, filthy for decades, overflowing with waste. Hercules accepted without complaint. Instead of shoveling, he redirected 2 rivers to wash out the stables in hours. When he returned to claim his reward, King Augeas betrayed him. Hercules left without argument, but never forgot. Later, he returned with an army, overthrew Augeas, and placed justice in its place. Despite completing the task, Eurystheus refused to count the labor. Hercules' trials would continue. Hercules was sent to Lake Stymphalus, where deadly man-eating birds with metal beaks and feathers terrorized the land. Brute force would fail. Hercules prayed to Athena, who gave him bronze castanets that made a deafening sound. The birds erupted from the marsh in panic. Hercules fired arrows coated with Hydra's poison, striking them mid-flight. The swarm was destroyed, and the curse lifted. Once again, cleverness and divine favor proved as mighty as strength. Hercules was sent to Crete to capture the Cretan bull alive, a beast sent by Poseidon, now raging across the island. The bull charged with unstoppable fury, smashing everything in its path. Hercules grabbed it by the horns, wrestled it to the ground, and bound it with ropes. He brought the bull back to Mycenae. As usual, King Eurystheus panicked and hid in his bronze jar. The 7th labor was complete. Hercules was sent to Thrace to capture the man-eating mares of King Diomedes. The horses were savage, fed on human flesh, and impossible to control. Hercules and his companions seized them, but his friend Abderus was left behind and tragically killed by the beasts. In rage, Hercules killed Diomedes and fed him to his own horses. With their master gone, the mares became calm. Hercules led them back to Mycenae, completing the 8th labor, but at a heavy cost. Hercules was sent to retrieve the magical belt of Hippolyta, queen of the Amazons. At first, the queen agreed to give it peacefully, impressed by his honesty and strength. But Hera intervened, spreading lies among the Amazons. Believing he was betrayed, Hercules fought the warriors. Hippolyta was killed and the belt taken. He returned it to Eurystheus, completing the 9th labor, though victory came with blood and sorrow. Hercules was sent to the far west to capture Geryon's sacred red cattle. Guarded by the giant 3-bodied king, his 2-headed dog, Orthrus, and the monstrous shepherd, Eurytion. Hercules struck swiftly, killing Orthrus and Eurytion, and then faced Geryon in a brutal battle, finally defeating him with a poisoned arrow. He drove the cattle home, creating the Pillars of Hercules along the way. The 10th labor was complete, but Eurystheus' hatred endured. Hercules was sent to retrieve the golden apples from the sacred garden of the Hesperides, guarded by nymphs and the 100-headed dragon, Ladon. Along the way, he freed Prometheus, who advised him to seek Atlas for help. Hercules held up the heavens while Atlas fetched the apples. But when the Titan tried to trick him, Hercules cleverly snatched the apples back. He returned them to Eurystheus, proving that brains could be as powerful as strength. Hercules' final labor sent him to the Underworld to capture Cerberus, Hades' 3-headed guard dog. Guided by Hermes, he navigated rivers of sorrow, freeing Theseus along the way. Hades allowed Hercules to take Cerberus, unarmed, so he wrestled the beast with raw strength. Emerging into sunlight, Hercules subdued the monster and presented it to Eurystheus, who panicked inside his bronze jar. The labor and the 12 trials were complete. Hercules had faced the impossible, slaying monsters, outsmarting gods, and even wrestling death itself. Through strength, courage, and cleverness, he completed all 12 labors and redeemed himself from tragedy. Freed from Eurystheus, he became immortal, ascending to Mount Olympus to stand beside his father Zeus. His story reminds us, even the greatest challenges can be overcome with heart, perseverance, and cunning. The legend of Hercules lives on, inspiring heroes across the ages. If you enjoyed this journey into dark mythology, don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic tales from the ancient world.